Steve, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, good morning. Hello?
Yes.
Yes, hi. This question is for Fred. I wanted to find out what's the status with Fred and his wife. Are they together? Are they separated? What's going on with them?
Oh, looks like the two lovebirds are getting along just fine.
Yeah, we're getting along great.
Now, what is the deal? She lives out on Long Island?
Yeah, well, we're having our apartment remodeled.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why they're getting along great. Fred lives in the city, and his wife lives on Long Island.
Yeah.
And I see her on the weekend.
Does she still have the store, Fred?
No, she had to close it down. 9/11 kind of killed business.
Oh, that's right. It was right down there.
And also, Howard, how about you? I wanted to ask about your relationship with your ex-wife's husband. How do you feel when he takes care of the children? Do you have any problems with that, or is that?
I wouldn't even know I don't even know what goes on in the house. I don't know. That's their business.
This guy sounds like your father.
I know.
Yeah. How do you feel about? I've met the guy a couple of times. He seems like a real good guy. My kids say he's a good guy, so that's all I care about.
Okay.
How do you feel?
And he makes Alison happy, so I'm glad for that.
Have you socialized with them at all or anything?
No. I mean, sometimes for kids' birthdays and stuff, but we don't really. I mean, that would be awkward, I think.
Right.
You're not double dating.
No, I don't think.
But when you do Thanksgiving or something, you don't bring the spouses, right?
We don't do Thanksgiving together anymore and stuff like that. We do them separately, which is maybe for the best. Because it is very difficult to all be in the same room. I think it's even hard for the kids. So,
do you folks go over there without you?
Yeah,
they do.
Sure. Yeah, we're all friendly, and my ex-wife has a great relationship with my parents because don't forget, 25 years they know each other.
Do they still call her mom and stuff like that? Alison?
I don't know. I don't know that answer. Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah. I don't know. That's a good... Maybe they should...
what does she call her new one?
You know what?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know the answers to this stuff. I'm really out of the loop.
Are your parents mad at you for the whole divorce thing?
No. My parents aren't... I think my dad was a little mad at me. Like, my mom understood. My dad was like, you were married 20 years. Where's the loyalty? Why are you... And I said, Dad, this isn't about loyalty. We're just not in love anymore.
Well, your mother does give you a zinger every once in a while.
Does she?
Yeah, you said that the other day.
What'd she say?
You were at some big family function, you got everybody together, and your mom said, oh, it's so nice that we can all get together. And
Yeah. She's what do you call it? She's like Sarah Bernhardt, Oh, we're all together. It's always like a big drama.
Right, like she almost in tears every time.
Yeah. So, like, how do you think that makes me feel? Like, just be normal, okay? Calm down. You didn't see the kids all that much when we were married.
Come on, you're seeing them just as much, maybe more.
Yeah, exactly.
Have your parents accepted Beth with open arms?
Yeah, my parents have been great with Beth. They like her a lot. They've been really nice. We go out to dinner a lot. Yeah, we have a nice relationship with them.
Oh, good.
Yeah, my parents were pretty cool. My dad was a little, he was just really bummed. More than my mom.
But it is odd that, you still have funny feelings, with, the whole, your ex-wife and her new person and your new person, that's still uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but there's still a lot of hurt feelings there, and there's also a lot of, listen, you don't stop caring for somebody.
I'm just saying there's still, that's what I'm saying, that there's still something going on there.
Yeah, I could really socialize, actually. I've invited Alison to some things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said to her, why don't you guys come to the Rainforest concert with us? I would have been okay with it. I really would be.
Yeah, but you would be okay with it, like holding a guy's hand?
Yeah,
really?
I would be okay with it because I know she's happy. I didn't make her happy. I just didn't. She told me.
Well, don't say it until it's happened. You don't know exactly.
I mean, it's weird.
Feel.
I mean, somebody
That's
I shared.
saying. There is weirdness.
Yeah, I shared a whole lifetime with Alison. Sometimes I think I'm still married. When we're sitting there, we're talking about the kids, all of a sudden, you feel like you're still married again and like all the good stuff you had together.
I believe you do still think you have a wife.
Yeah, I do have a wife. Alison doesn't know it, but she's still my wife. She's married to another guy, but she is still my wife.
This is the way you wanted a wife all along.
Yeah.
So you could date.
Yes. Our marriage is much better now. It really is a great marriage. She just doesn't know she's married.
There you go.
Nah, it's tough. It's tough even on the kids. Even your oldest. Oldest, middle child, and the youngest. It's always tough. And it gets harder, not easier. Oddly enough. It was only... Hey, if you can avoid divorce, avoid it. That's my advice. But if you can't...
But don't get married. That's a good way to avoid it.
That's about the best thing to do. Don't get started. Don't get married.
Would you say you're sadder now in life or happier? Because
I think in some ways I'm happier. I'm really happy with Beth. I got to tell you, Beth makes me happier than I've ever been.
Because I've never seen you this happy.
Yeah, I really adore and love her. She's great. She's really good to me. And we have a good time together, more importantly. But in a lot of ways, I get so sad that my relationship didn't. I can't explain having both sadness and happiness.
I do have every time you say that, I say, how can he say that?
Because when I'm sitting at home and I go, Jesus Christ, I had a whole lifetime with Alison. Why couldn't it just have worked out? We had the kid. We have so much. You give up so much when you get divorced. You do.
But when are you thinking this?
When he's alone.
A lot of times on Sunday nights, when I'm alone, it's really bad. The other day, I was going through a family photo album because Alison gave me the pictures so I can make copies. I was going through them. Oh, my God. I had to stop every 10 minutes just to walk away because I'm looking at the memories of my life. And, there are many good times that Alison and I had together. We shared with the kids, and you start to look through those memories. You can drive yourself crazy. And I go, yeah, I'm happy now. Of course I'm happy now. But I was happy then, too. It wasn't all bad. It wasn't all horrible. It wasn't. It was many wonderful times. And you kind of say to yourself, well, what would have been the secret? How could we have... Should I have worked less? Should I have... What could I have done to make the situation better? How do you make yourself happy in that situation? I don't know. But there were many good times. And there's history. And there's kids. We had children together. I was in the room when our children, you're not going to share that with anybody. We bought our first house together. All these great memories. And you look at it on film or on tape, the videotapes or the pictures, and you can go out of your friggin' mind.
Can I ask you a personal question?
No, these aren't personal.
You've asked me how much more personal can you get?
Yeah. All right. Like now when you're with Beth, like you go out to all different vacations, islands. Yes. It didn't seem like you ever did that when you were with Alison.
We did. Alison and I did that the first 10 years of our marriage.
I keep trying to, because John has asked me. I said, yes, they did have a great life and great times together.
We did.
So what happened?
Early on.
What happened, like with a lot of relationships, as you know, with many of your ex-girlfriends or people who have been married before, you start taking each other for granted. Guy works a lot. Wife has different interests. Don't forget, we met when we were 19 years old.
That's the problem.
Are you still dating the same person you dated when you were 19? I mean, no, most people break up or they go on. I mean, Robin, I don't know who you were with when you were 19, but could you imagine being with that person?
I don't remember.
That's what I'm saying.
I would never be with that person.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not, and believe me, I don't hate Alison.
I was looking forward not to being with that person at 19.
I miss Alison's friendship tremendously. I miss talking to her every night. We used to have the best conversations. There's many things I miss, but we weren't feeling the passion and the heat in our marriage. So, did we do things together? Yes. This misconception that I didn't do anything, yeah, as years went by, we became less and less together. And I'll tell you what, even with my relationship with Beth, I'm trying real hard not to make the same mistake. Like where
So, in other words, you're working at it?
I am working at it.
Oh, that's supposed to be work.
This is the thing he said he wasn't going to do.
Well, I've been in therapy for 3 years, and I got to tell you something. I'm learning some stuff.
Well, it doesn't seem like work, though.
It didn't work.
No. It wasn't work before.
Let me tell you something. There are times it's work.
Really?
Sure.
Tell the truth.
Because you've said that you've never had a fight with Beth ever.
Well, we've had... You know what? That's not true.
And that is not the sign of a good relationship either.
We actually, Beth and I had some words last night about something, and I listened to what she had to say. Instead of getting defensive, I heard what she had to say. Now, that's something new for me.
In fact, Howard used to make it such a control issue you couldn't fight.
Exactly.
And you couldn't express yourself.
See?
And that was part of the problem.
That was part of the problem. Alison would tell me stuff, and I'd say, no, I don't want to hear it. I have to make a living, blah, 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 blah. Don't bother me. Now, this time...
And then he'd go around saying, we never fight.
Now, last night when Beth was talking to me, yeah, we never fought because I didn't allow it. Then, last night, I realized I got to listen...
When somebody's speaking!
...to what she's saying.
What was the fight about?
It wasn't even... It's not even... Important. It's not important. It really isn't. It's to you, it really isn't. She was actually upset about my Star Wars review. She felt the movie was good.
You're not a real fan. That was her letter. You're not a fan of Star Wars.
No, but really, so what I did was I sat still and I listened, and I didn't even respond.
It probably was a little uncomfortable.
It was. It was hard for me to sit and listen, because usually I want to say, no, this isn't a problem. Please.
Fix it.
And then part of my thing is when someone starts voicing a complaint, I want to get the hell away. I want to just get out of the relationship. I get crazy. I get like, this is too much, Bird. I got to get away.
Yeah, can I say one thing? You've said that...
You know what I said? I said to her? I said, listen, you're worth it. I'm going to listen to what you're saying. I'm going to try and understand what you're saying here. And I listened. Didn't he say if there's ever been if there's ever a fight or ever work, he'd be out of it? I did.
But he's realizing now that there is no such thing as that.
So then is marriage possible then?
Huh?
Is he going to get married to her?
No. I will not be married. Yeah, I'm married. Fine. But I will never have a marriage. I will never live with someone again. Ever.
Please.
Ever.
You're doing that right now.
No, I'm not. I'm doing what you're doing. We have 2 separate residences.
All right.
The same as you.
Okay.
Do you guys sleep together every night?
No.
Oh, you're not doing the same.
See, I told you.
Does she sleep home every night now?
Pretty much,
Of course. She goes home to visit her apartment.
Be quiet. You don't know everything.
I do, too.
Well, maybe you do.
I've touched you.
I love you, Robin. Well, listen, and I'll tell you something. I've been together with Alison and Beth and her new husband. We've been together in the same function. So. But
it's not like you two are, going on vacation together.
No, that ain't going to be happening. But, hey, look at Bruce Willis and Demi Moore. They do it.
That's what I was saying, that they're, once you've really resolved every issue in your relationship, you can be.
Hey, Bill Burr's here. Why doesn't he come in? I didn't know he was here.
Yeah, maybe he has something to add to this conversation.
Bill Burr? He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, it's good
well, what do you think?
It's good to see you happy.
I am happy.
Robert, if you see when Howard goes out, he's like the happiest guy I've ever seen.
Howard is Howard.
What's that?
What's that mean?
Howard is Howard. Everybody keeps saying you're this new person. You're the same guy.
You're right. She's right. But I'm happy.
You've been happy before. I mean, you realize I watched your whole marriage. I've seen you this way before. They keep saying you're some new guy.
You don't think therapy maybe has helped?
I've seen him when he has cared in another relationship.
Oh, that's right. That's what she says. She's seen you this way before.
Yeah. She has. Because everyone's trying to make it seem like I had a bad marriage.
Right.
I didn't have a bad marriage.
This never happened, and he was never a happy guy. He got miserable, and he's happy again. But I've known Howard to be a happy man in a relationship.
Right. Thank you.
So will this last, this happy period?
If he works at it, he stopped working.
That's right. I gave up my marriage for my audience.
To him, because it was easy. And he used to, you don't even know what happened. I mean, but you never heard him talk about the relationship he had before.
Well, what do you want to say about this, Bill?
I'll be a Chuckles.
I'll be a Chuckles.
Yeah, I know, right? I'll be a governor.
What are you up to, man? How you doing, man? You married?
Right. No, hell no.
How old a guy are you?
33.
Yeah, you better not get it. You got a girlfriend?
Yeah.
That's
but I got, like, the same deal you got going on. Like, I could never, like, live with somebody, I don't think.
So you got your head screwed on straight.
Are you allowed to date?
Huh?
Are you allowed to date other women?
No, I don't got that kind of thing going on. But
some guys are lucky enough to get the chick who brings a girl home occasionally, but...
like that Jim Florentine.
Yeah, but once you get into a relationship and she starts caring about you, she ain't bringing no other chicks home.
Yeah, and also the sex changes, too, is what I've noticed.
What do you mean?
Really?
Well...
How long you been going with your girlfriend?
Like 9 months. The first, like...
Gee, I don't find that...
9 months in a
I'm not going to lie to you. I think the sex gets better.
You're still having the same amount after 2 years?
More.
No, I wasn't saying there was less. It just changes. I just found her in the beginning to be, like, adventurous. Hey, let's do this, let's do that. And then all of a sudden, once they start caring, then they get that in their head, like, oh, I don't want him to think that I'm a whore. Right. So all of a sudden it becomes this I love you kind of sex, which
is
nice,
stuff,
but it's kind of,
See, I like I love you sex.
Well, that's good. You're a well-adjusted person.
I know. I'm not well-adjusted by any means, but I like I love you sex.
Yeah, I like that
really?
too, but not all the time. Sometimes I like dirty sex.
You got to get that from a whore. Dirty sex is hard.
Yeah, but there's diseases. I told you.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Stops me. Is the diseases.
I mean, but your chick does doggy style and stuff, right?
Yeah, no, she does all that.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite position?
With doggy?
Yeah.
Man, it's okay. I like it.
He likes face-to-face, too.
Face-to-face, on the side.
I like her on top. She don't do any work.
I don't like on the top. See, I'm a control guy. I'm a control guy.
I just want to sit there.
And I always think my penis is going to break. I'm too afraid.
Really?
I'm too afraid to give up control.
Yeah, but you don't like it because you have everything in front of you. It's like a, you know.
I don't need everything in front of me.
It's all right there.
Yeah,
What are you talking
it's all right there, baby.
I find on top your arms get tired because they never quite move in the right way. They want to like squirm rather than go up and down.
I like to be in control.
I know.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the middle of a men's...
Sex is better when you're in shape. You notice that, Howard?
What?
When you're in shape, sex is better, too.
It is.
Like you feel
I'll tell you one thing. I'm 48 years old. I'm sexually in my prime. I can go. I can do it.
Yeah, but you use the condoms. That's like that's not real.
What do you mean it's not real? You got to use condoms.
You're denying her some good health.
You use condoms, Bill?
Yes.
Of course.
Well, he's not married. He doesn't
Yeah.
want to
You don't have a kid.
No.
It'll wreck your life if you're not married, and all of a sudden you're forced to get married. You only should have kids if you really want them.
Yeah.
Even if you really want them, you don't
So
stand a
every
chance
time
with
you
them.
have sex with Beth, you use a condom?
Of course.
Every single time?
Of course.
Oh, that's...
Of course.
How could that be?
What do you mean, how can that be?
Does it?
I like condoms. I'm one of the few guys that likes it. It doesn't bother me. Thank God something cuts down.
1%.
Thank God something cuts down on the sensation, or else I'd be finished in a minute. It feels so
You're
good.
still as fast as ever?
Unbelievable.
Jeez.
In 2 seconds. I love I'm Speedy Gonzalez. I need to be with a chick a couple of times, like every day, in order to slow that process down. I'll tell you what I use. I'll tell you the best condom that I found, and I tried them all.
It's called a sock.
No. Durex.
Oh, really? I like Trojan ends.
No. Durex is the best, and they make 2 kinds. Sensitive and extra sensitive. Don't get the extra sensitive. Extra sensitive is for guys who
don't want to feel anything.
are premature ejaculators.
Yeah,
but if you have an anal, do you use a condom then?
Of course.
Oh, my goodness.
But I don't do anal.
They all feel the same to me.
I'm not that... I'm not, as much
You're
as I
not
talk
that
about
anal?
it... As much as they talk about it, I'm not that into anal.
You don't find it, like, exciting?
It's okay if you want to humiliate a woman.
Oh, God.
If you're an objective mind.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate.
If you want to really embarrass her.
But oral, you don't use a condom.
No. Come on. You don't get anyone pregnant from oral. Stupid. What's the matter with you? But if it was some strange broad, I wouldn't do oral. You gotta.
How long do you have to know a person?
3 days. So you can really get to know him.
Maybe one really good date.
Yeah.
She seems
a long date.
Yeah.
So you still banging every night? Like once?
I'm not going to answer that question, but it's all good. It's all good. I know you have a horrible sex life.
I can't remember when the last time I had sex.
Robin, what about you?
Robin,
what about you? How often are you doing it?
We're doing fine.
What does that mean?
We're about the same as we were.
What, 2 times a week?
A couple of times.
Get out of here.
What are you talking about?
You have a tremendous appetite.
I can't believe it.
She loves it. She's vibrating. You still vibrating when you're alone?
When I have the time.
I have a theory about vibrating. I think only your boyfriend should vibrate you, and I'll tell you why.
Here we go.
I'll tell you why. I think if you vibrate as much as you
cheating?
do... No, what it is that it desensitizes you to being with a man.
I agree.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
I think it's the worst thing you can do.
I've heard some people say that, but I don't think
I went to
that's true.
Stuttering John's wife's plate handing out vibrators.
Yeah.
I said to my girlfriend, don't use it.
Give me that back.
I said, you're making a mistake. If you go to using that, you're making a mistake because... you get a buildup. Am I right?
A callus?
You get a callus,
No, I don't believe that.
You build up calluses over there.
You don't feel any less sensitive?
No, there's a whole different thing that goes on.
All right.
Completely different feeling.
She's highly orgasmic. She's the type of chick that could just sit in her chair and have an orgasm. She doesn't even need a guy. She's like an amoeba.
Amoeba?
She has her own sex with her own self. Do it now, Robin.
Oh, stop.
Is Mr. X...
Show Bill.
Yeah, I want to see.
What?
Is Mr. X well hung?
Yes.
What, over 8?
No, come on. He's not.
That guy?
That's another league. He's in this.
Plus, she has the vibrator.
He's over 8 inches?
No, that's John saying.
What is he, 6?
He was
like
that
me?
way with John.
Yeah, 6. Then
He's 6, right?
He's fine.
Well, you're making a hand motion like he's 22 feet long.
No.
Maybe small.
No, he's not.
Well,
He's going like this. That's
Yeah.
like a foot.
Dare you?
That's a foot. 6 is small for a black guy, though.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Listen to you guys. How many black guys you been with?
4.
I'm not talking.
All right, I got to take a break. Rob, when we come back, we'll do the news with Bill Burr will be here. Oh, by the way, Bill's a funny guy. He hasn't exhibited that yet, but he's going to show you.
Well, this
Bill's
is
a great guy.
serious discussion.
Yeah, we're having a serious discussion about chicks. June 6th through June 9th at Caroline's in Manhattan. He's a good comedian. And Bill will be at Governor's on Long Island June 14th and 15th. And check out Bill's website, BillBurr.com. Every comic has a website now. Bill Burr has 7 inches, by the way. He doesn't look it, but he has it. 6 inches. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back right after the... Saget?
Yeah, Dave Coulier.
Oh, he's going to be at Caroline's with you?
Yeah. Should have been the name of that show.
So Bob Saget sold out too?
Yeah, they should have called it Sold Out, not Full House. Bob Saget supposedly was a real dirty comic.
He's filthy.
Filthy?
I've seen him. He's filthy.
And they totally, sold out and changed his image.
Oh, that's funny.
And you know what the hell? Who cares?
You didn't see him cringing the whole time he was doing, what was that video show? You see him wincing after every joke, like, ah.
He winced all the way to the bank.
Yeah. 100 million times.
Saget was the guy who invented the bukkake videos. That's how dirty he was.
You wouldn't believe.
His shtick was he'd go up on stage with bukkake chicks right on the stage. He's a different guy than what you see on TV. You can't be fooled by that. What did you tell me, Fred? What about Dave Coulier? Or did Benji tell me that?
Yeah, he reportedly, there's some song Alanis Morissette has that there's this whole legend about that reportedly he broke her heart. And he
Want to Know song? He's the guy you want to know, Howard.
No.
Yes.
Can you believe that?
Let me come and tell you the story.
Bring the song.
But she was also really young, supposedly, if you add up the ages.
Dave Coulier is the guy in you...
Can you imagine getting that passionate about him?
Here's how the legend goes. Okay. Now, you know that Alanis Morissette did like an image change? She was sort of like the Debbie Gibson of Canada.
Right.
She was on a show called You Can't Do That on Television, which was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, another phony.
Okay, so she got to be, 18, 19, 20, around that age. And somehow, Dave Coulier is from Canada also. They knew each other, and they started to date. And they were dating for a long time, and something happened. And Can you imagine their offspring? She wrote that song about him. And I'll tell you something. I always thought that was like stupid urban legend. But John Stamos said, I don't know if she wrote the song about it, but I can tell you that she was around the set a lot. And, they would sometimes be, arguing. Arguing? Wow. But
I would love for a chick to write a song about me like that. At least it would mean they were passionate about me. Yeah. I don't think any chick's ever been passionate enough about me to write any kind of song.
But you've never been with a songwriter either.
No, I haven't.
Like, these girls just come up with something. Songs.
That's why I wanted to date Patty Smythe all those years. I was hoping she'd write something good about me. Called Scumbag Song. Oh. She wrote that about Dave Coulier?
That's what I heard. Yeah, Gary's been telling that story for years, as a matter of fact.
What an honor.
I know, but it lessens the song to me.
Yeah. What track?
It should be the first track up.
I want you to know.
This is about Dave Coulier from Full House?
That's what they say.
She sounds like a psycho, too.
Boy, he must bang her good. Oh, so he went off with another chick.
Yeah.
I think she's being sarcastic.
Yeah. I can't believe it's the guy from Full House.
I can't either.
I saw, in my mind...
I'd rather be like Pee Wee Herman than the guy from Full House.
In my mind, it's a guy on a motorcycle with long hair, with tattoos, who's,
Well, he sold out when he did Full House. That's probably the real persona of him.
Yeah, he probably, beat her or something. There you go.
Isn't his big thing...
what it is.
Isn't his big thing that he does Bullwinkle? That was his thing, that he does the Bullwinkle voice.
Yeah,
he does?
Yeah, he used to do it on the show like as a goof.
He used to do that while she gave moral. The Bullwinkle voice. Hey, Alanis Morissette. Hey, not so much teeth, old Alanises.
Stop the biting.
All right, Robin, let's do the news.
All right.
Bill Burr joining us. It's not fair.
What a guy to flip out about.
Really?
I know. Some dude from the mall.
She must be so embarrassed now.
He's got his mullet blown dry.
Wouldn't it have been great on the video if they had clips of Full House?
Yeah.
Dave Coulier clips.
Let us see who you're singing about.
What a great video that would have been.
That's a male model.
Oh, man.
Smashing her backstage.
Yeah. Dave Coulier. All right, anyway, go ahead, Robin. We're in the news.
Not too long ago, it was a couple of years ago, we started talking about this story. Remember Mary Kay Letourneau, the teacher who started having sex with her 6th grade student?
Yeah.
Poor kid. Somebody squealed and...
Poor kid. At the time, you kept saying, what guy complains about a thing like this?
That's what I'm talking about. Didn't somebody squeal on him? I thought he was...
Well, they found him in a parked car and junk like that.
Yeah, he was having a great time.
Yeah, but now he's suing the police department and the school system.
Yeah, for stopping the sex.
No, because he can't get a job. He dropped out of school. He's the father of 2 kids. And he's all screwed up. It'll take years for him to get over the abuse he suffered at the hands of Mary Kay. And he wanted somebody to pay.
Police.
How do they call that rape when you're...
Everyone loves it.
How did she rape you? It was awful. She was bent over a couch, and I was slapping her ass.
Police. When the police found the kid, the police high-fived him.
Oh, get out.
They did.
Stop it. He says that the school system and the police department should have kept that woman away from him. He's 18 years old now and the father of 2 children. The teacher, of course, is currently serving time in jail because she was convicted of child rape.
What do you mean he can't get a job? He can get a job.
He dropped out of school. He's not employable.
Work at McDonald's.
Maybe he can't even figure out what the pictures are on the cash register.
You mean he's the guy who can't get a job at McDonald's?
Right. So that's what they're saying, that this sexual affair was horrible, and the police and the school system did nothing to protect him from this woman.
Gary the retard is working. You're telling me this kid can't work?
Gary the retard doesn't have a job.
Yeah, he just got a job as a janitor.
You're kidding.
Square business, I swear to God.
Oh, my goodness.
If he's working, this guy, because he banged his teacher, he can't work?
Well, he's not going to receive any money. Jury members have decided that the police department and the school system are not negligent in the case involving his sexual affair with his teacher. But he did try to sue. That's what I'm saying. You got to stop these things because it'll be our fault. Sony came up with this way of stopping people from copying CDs. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, they go to your house and kill you. You should see. It's really wrong.
But
it has to be done, though.
Yes, of course. Also get out of control.
Yeah, there's a guy, he really doesn't want to do it, but he has to do it anyway.
Tell you what, no one's taping anymore.
Maybe the kid from the Letourneau case could do that for a living. But anyway, Sony came up with this technology they said would keep you from copying their CDs. But, you know, every time they come up with one of these anti-theft devices, the criminals just come up with a way to get around it.
Of course.
This time it was very easy. All you have to do is take a felt marker and go around the edge of the CD, and you can obliterate the technology. So,
how much free time do you have that you can figure that out?
Yeah. And what did you do to that CD to get to that point? How many failed experiments were there?
Try the Scotch tape. No.
I think semen will prevent copying.
You know, he has like a journal, too.
Yeah.
Semen didn't work.
Semen didn't work. I'm going
27.
I bukakied my CD. Let me see. What else could... let me see. Maybe I'll move my bowels on the CD. God only knows what this guy did till he got to the magic marker thing.
The scribbling apparently covers up the security track.
Poor CD.
Which is on the other...
It's all warped.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
The shiny side of the CD. So there you go. The Sacramento stripper mom whose child was thrown out of Christian school.
We'll be talking to her later in the week.
Great. Well, she quit her job, Howard, because of the objections of the school, and now her kid will be allowed to enroll and continue classes for the rest of the year. However, the mother says next year she doesn't think her daughter will be going to Capital Christian School. She'd rather send her child to a school where they care about the children more than they care about image. So, she says she's going to quit the job.
I know. Every kid at school's trying to be friends with her. Let's go to your house. Let's go see your mom.
Let me tell you something. Where the hell did this Christian school get off saying, the woman's stripping, she's trying to get a better life for her kid. Send them. The kid didn't do anything wrong. The kid go to school. Who cares?
No, let's stigmatize the kid.
I don't know.
One of the teachers went to the strip club.
Who knows? People are such hypocrites.
That was a stupid story. What?
We're not going to have her on.
How come?
She was actually scheduled for today. We booked it. And then every time we called back since, nobody returned our call.
Yeah, I think she made a deal with the school, and now she's... I mean, I guess we're just as bad as a strip club.
But they didn't even call us back to say that they're just not calling us back.
Well,
if they object to strippers, they certainly object to us.
Yeah.
Penthouse has reached an out-of-court settlement with that Benetton woman whose pictures they published and said they were the pictures of Anna Kournikova. She was suing Penthouse for $10 million. They have not disclosed the terms of the settlement, but they were in court, and now that court case is over because they have reached some kind of agreement. They couldn't tell that wasn't Anna Kournikova by looking at her face. Did you hear what the guy did to prove it was Anna Kournikova to himself?
What?
The photographer. He decided it was Anna Kournikova because he saw a wet T-shirt shot of her that showed her nipple.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he had these nude pictures of this woman, so he measured the nipple. And they were the same on his pictures as they were in this wet T-shirt, so he decided it was Anna Kournikova.
Why didn't you just look at the face?
It never occurred to him.
Hey, look. I can't laugh at the guy. I had a similar incident. I sent pictures to Penthouse of a nude Rosie O'Donnell, and at the last minute it turned out to be Ed Asner. So,
because you measured the size of their head.
Yeah,
and where the hairline
circumference.
Started. Hey, did she say earlier that she was prom queen?
Yeah.
Yes.
She was.
No, she wasn't.
She was a popular high school kid.
Was her head that large back then?
Yeah, well, you say they couldn't get
fit the crown on it.
Yeah, but do you know what school she went to? Ugly school.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. She's not a bad-looking woman. She's just heavy. Heavy.
Show me those pictures.
I don't know. What do you want from me? Hey, you know, I got nothing against them, Brad. I don't believe anything
now
she
that
says.
she's leaving, she's okay.
Yeah, now she's okay. We like her now. Sue, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yeah, babe, quick. Move it along.
Yeah, I was just wanted to... I'm going back to where you were talking about Alison and Beth and getting together with everyone and Alison's new husband. Hello?
Yes.
And a girlfriend of mine and I both have a theory about our ex-boyfriends and our current boyfriends' ex-girlfriends, that if you get them all together, it helps your sex life.
What? This is so stupid. What are you talking about?
Well, what happens is when I'm around my boyfriend's ex-girlfriend...
Listen, honey.
Yeah.
My sex life's fine.
Well, I know...
Dumb call.
I could imagine my ex-boyfriend.
She has a theory.
We have a theory of how to get rid of terrorism.
Yeah, or the cure for AIDS. They have theories on boyfriends and ex-boyfriends. It's happened again. A young girl on the Internet, hanging out, fooling around, winds up, talking to Hot ES300.
His car.
Developing a relationship with the guy who has that screen name. And they eventually decide to meet each other in a clandestine way without anybody else knowing. And on Friday night, police found her body. Actually, they found her body yesterday along a secluded remote part of Greenwich, near Westchester County Airport, because Hot ES300 turns out to be a 25-year-old married man from Greenwich, Connecticut, who uses the screen name in an apparent reference to his car to lure young girls.
Well, I'll tell you what, I ripped that article right out of the newspaper. I'm showing it to my daughters. They're on AOL all the time.
Yeah, I was wondering, aren't people telling their children about this?
Yeah, you do, but, sometimes they just, they're on. I don't know what happens exactly. God, I hope.
Yeah, how you get them out there.
Because how many, we've had the 15-year-old who was kidnapped and, held hostage and
I know.
raped repeatedly and beaten and then handed off to other people.
I know a girl I just talked to recently. I'd been going out with her. She was telling how lame her life was, and she hooked up with some guy that she met on the Internet. She's like 27.
Going on like crazy.
I know, you're an idiot.
I know tons of people hooking up with dudes. Tons of women are telling me they're hooking up with dudes on the Internet. I'm telling you. And it's going on all the time. I gotta lecture the kids.
Yeah, make sure they know.
You might as well just stand out on the highway.
Yeah.
Just started.
I used to do, remember they used to have those party lines? When I was in high school, they started this thing, Party Line. It was a weird number you'd call in, and everyone on Long Island could connect to it. And you'd just be on with thousands of people. And
some phone a friend kind of
thing.
And
you try to get girls to meet you?
Yeah. So we got these chicks to hook up with us. I was a senior in high school because we figured, well, all the girls in our school don't want us. Maybe some girls from some other schools saw us. Like they're not going to think we're ugly, too.
The Party Line girls will think you're
Me and this guy, Bob, we were at his house, so they told us to meet us down by the high school. We were waiting there. A bunch of dudes drove by. I think they were looking to beat the crap out of us.
Oh, no.
And we got out of there. Oh, so, you do dumb stuff.
Maybe
the early days of the Internet.
Back then.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And the Internet makes it so much easier.
Yeah, but it's always these, 13 to 15-year-olds who wind up with these, they think they're talking to another 13 or 14-year-old.
They do.
The guy always purports that he's a young kid, too. Right. You wind up meeting a 29-year-old monster.
Are you kidding? You know how old I am on the Internet? I'm 24, and I'm a male model.
I'm still in high school.
When I used to go on those chat lines, I went in the 20-year-old chat.
Really?
And I was always a male model who was frustrated because women would only go out with me because I'm good looking. They don't know the real me.
Listen to you.
Hey, what can I tell you? On the internet, I have a six-pack. I look like Brad.
Directions to the mall.
I used to have this rap on the internet, be talking to chicks. They won't talk to you. What is it? I'm a big, ugly 48-year-old, married with 3 kids.
I'm some loser alone in front of my PC.
Yeah,
It's my only sexual outlet.
No, I was like, oh
I'm
my
naked
God.
right now.
First of all, I would go in the chat room. I'd type a whole bunch of crap. Nobody pay attention to me. Then I'd go, does anybody else here model? Then all of a sudden you go, well, what do you do? I go, I just did the Gap ads. I'm a male model, but it's very difficult for me right now because my girlfriend and I broke up. All she wanted me for is because I'm good looking, and she didn't really get to know the real me. And then all of a sudden I get tons of chicks
Everybody's
IMing me.
talking to you.
Oh, suddenly, yeah.
I don't even. The only chat room I ever went into, there was a bunch of rednecks on this thing, and they were talking about these bass boats that they bought. So I just went on as a redneck, telling them that their boats was just a piece of crap.
What were you on, the Rush Limbaugh room?
I have no idea. I was just going in there, and they're just like, I got an outboard, blah, 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 and all this crap. And
I used to go in the Rush Limbaugh room and yell at them.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at you.
He's an imbecile.
I go, you guys are gay. You like Rush Limbaugh.
And then they start typing back in capitals.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yelling.
Yeah.
They yelling.
You douchebag.
No, you're a douchebag. They get a special font. Like a douchebag in 12-foot letters.
Wait, I'll try to pretend like they can destroy your computer, too.
Yeah.
I just sent you a virus, dude.
I'm very embarrassed for the both of you that you know anything about this.
No, I heard this from a friend.
Many years ago.
Heard it from a friend.
Also in the news, you want your warnings? Here are your warnings.
Warn me.
Echoing weekend warnings from Vice President Cheney, National Security Advisor Condoleezza Rice says we are still vulnerable to terrorism.
Yeah.
In a White House news briefing yesterday, Rice said we can be certain that we will likely be the target of an attack again.
Can you imagine if I came in here and I told you I can't do my job? You'd say what? Fire yourself. Condoleezza Rice and all these people are saying they can't protect us. Fire them.
How do you do it?
I'll tell you how you do it. Number one, first thing, when you get warnings about flight schools.
Forget flight schools. Now what do we do?
Well, first of all, I don't know what they're talking about. What kind of surveillance have they done to indicate this?
All right. Late reports have said that the next attacks could come from terrorists who have infiltrated the country and will rent apartments in high-rise apartment buildings.
Okay.
And set explosives around the apartment building and then detonate it once they're outside and,
Here's
cause
what you
an
do.
explosion in the entire apartment building.
The FBI, the CIA, President Bush, his entire cabinet all know what types of people do this. It's time to start deporting their ass. And stop, round up every souvlaki-looking dude and lock them up. And get them out of the country. Don't put them in jail. Just ship them back to their countries. We know who to ship back. They know exactly who to ship back. I'm telling you. Yeah, that's what I'm approving.
Okay.
Giuliani got rid of the homeless. Put Giuliani in there. You'll see people disappear in the middle of the night. I love that guy.
Ship back program.
You're not kidding. You see a guy who looks like David Blaine, get him the hell out of the country.
What is he doing?
Oh, dear.
He's on a building somewhere.
Standing on a pole.
We know where he is.
Yeah, well, throw him out of here, too.
Well, he's part of the plan. It's a distraction.
Yeah.
Some of the leading terrorist groups in the world are said to have met late last month in Lebanon to possibly plan another attack on the United States, Britain, and other targets.
If Lebanon is allowing that to go on, nuke them. That's how you clean things up.
So I'm just telling you, these things are going on. You wanted your alerts, and now you have them. Meanwhile, the Dalai Lama.
You see a guy that looks like Deepak Chopra, you investigate his ass. Find out what he's up to. Follow him.
Oh, goodness. The Dalai Lama believes the war on terror could spiral out of control. Duh. In Melbourne, the former Nobel Prize winner said the United States, which values democracy in its domestic policy, was not promoting democracy in its international dealings, but was relying on military might. So that's how the Dalai Lama feels about this whole thing.
No one cares.
Oh, yeah. He's nobody.
Also, water facilities all across Orange County, Florida are being watched closely after a terrorist threat to the water supply was revealed by the FBI.
We better start getting a little tough with the borders and everything. I'm talking about full scale. Get the Army involved.
Shoot everybody.
Clean up, yeah.
I say we all should start packing heat.
There you go.
Oh, I do already, so I'm ahead of the game.
Let's just we'll be able to take care of business on our own because we have guns.
Oh, yeah. I know who to get. Just let me unload me. Let me get out on the street. Dirty Howard.
Charles Bronson.
And, of course, yesterday, a legend in the fire department was finally laid to rest as thousands gathered across the country to pay their last tributes. It was New York Deputy Chief Ray Downey, the most highly decorated member of the department, who was lost on 9/11. He was killed in the South Tower when it collapsed.
Yeah.
Michael Skakel, the Kennedy cousin, is still on trial. And yesterday, another famous person, or the son of a famous person, was on the stand. Michael Meredith, the son of former Dallas Cowboy quarterback Dandy Don Meredith, took the stand to testify that he did not like Skakel and thought he was secretly very violent. He said the guy scared him, and he actually admitted once, Skakel actually admitted once to him that he masturbated while in a tree near the home of Martha Moxley, the 15-year-old girl who Skakel is accused of killing.
Poor tree.
You know how you know he did it? Is because the murder weapon was like a golf club.
Right. Who has a golf club except for Kennedy?
What?
That is a murder weapon. Murder weapons are
Why
rich
are you
people.
not the prosecuting attorney?
They use vases to kill each other with art.
Right.
Us, we use like axes.
Picasso.
Somebody needs to point that out to the
insured.
jury.
In the tree. That was before the internet.
Oh, goodness. And guess what?
That was the first chat room.
Right.
Guess where most college graduates are going to live?
In Bill Burr's house.
Back at home.
Back at home. It's so true. Now there's an epidemic of kids moving back in with their parents.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 63% of those graduating this year expect to live at home after graduation.
Well, they should have a file like mine. It was an iceberg. They'll never move back home.
Be an a-hole.
Get out of the house. I don't want you.
It is an epidemic.
My dad was just so irritating that you wanted to leave.
Yeah, oh, please.
Yeah, these parents are too nice to being your friends.
You got to be like my dad. My dad treated me like a prick. My dad despised me.
But your kids wouldn't mind living with you, would they?
No. That's the problem. I'm too nice.
That was my dad.
It's too
You're an
fun.
idiot.
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with you?
To be stupid, you moron.
You're not going to live with that guy.
Natalie Portman, of course, is Queen Amidala.
Who would know? If you saw the movie, you can't figure out who she is. She's a senator. She's a queen.
Episode 1, Attack of the Clones. She is thrilled that she didn't have to wear the same kind of costumes this time around.
She's thrilled.
My God.
You should be thrilled you're not a stockbroker.
C3.
She's thrilled. You should be thrilled she doesn't have a real job. She makes tons of money.
The Queen costumes in episode 1 were incredible. They were so beautiful, and they really contributed.
She hasn't been in a good Star Wars movie yet.
It's so uniquely Star Wars, but at the same time,
and she looks like a terrible actress in this movie. I mean,
You should have sucked.
Oh, please.
Well, here she is
It's so bad.
fighting creatures that weren't really there. C4.
That's hard, right?
It's always challenging because you're fighting with space. There's literally,
hard. They always talk about the blue screen and
it's so hard. It's not hard. If you saw her, she walked through it.
We had to choreograph it
and air and wrestling with air, which you just feel like an absolute fool, and you really have to suspend all your self-consciousness while you're like a complete insane person. But,
I hate when actors talk about how tough their job is.
Because at the end, you get to see it on film, and you look awesome. You look like you're beating up some scary monster.
A1 is George Lucas remembering fan reaction to his previous effort, The Phantom Menace. A1.
I knew when I made the film that I was doing something that was not commercially wise.
Liar.
I had a story to tell. And to me, this is one big movie. It's one 12-hour movie. It's in 6 parts. And it's a story. And it's not something that you sort of go out and do some market surveys and say, let's put this together. It's actually a story. So when I started with a 9-year-old boy, I knew that there's a certain core fan audience that when you have a 9-year-old hero, forget it. You know, I
love how he thinks the problem with the movie was that there was a 9-year-old hero.
Yeah, like no movies with kids in them ever were good.
He just refuses to admit the movie sucked.
That he's terrible at telling a story.
He thinks he knows everything. He's like me.
And he didn't listen to the big studios. That was smart of him.
Maybe he should have.
Hugh Grant has a new movie out. It's called About a Boy, and here he talks about the mixture of comedy and drama in the film, A2.
Yeah, but there's a 9-year-old hero. I don't think it'll do well.
One of the sort of great things about the novel, and one of the reasons I wanted to be involved in the film of it, is because...
You get the feeling that Hugh Grant's a human being at all? I mean, that he's even touched by anything?
He makes the same movie.
Over and over.
Every year. Every year it's the same stupid movie.
But I want to see this movie.
This movie's good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
What else you got there? Anything, Robin?
He just sounds awful when you interview him. Ted Nugent has a new book out. It's called Kill It and Grill It, a guide to preparing and cooking wild game and fish.
Ted sure is one-dimensional. His whole life's about, killing stuff.
Crossbows.
Yeah, I mean, how many books can you write about that?
And here's what he thinks about animal rights activists.
If we turn flesh over the grills of the globe, who in their right mind, except maybe Ozzy, would think that in between the barbecues, these critters might have a right or two? One guy recently asked me, what do you say to the animal rights people? And I go, nothing. Maybe tisk, tisk. Other than that...
Does he wear dentures?
Tisk.
Tisk.
The break. Black is black, white is white, meat is food. Drive safely.
Oh, God. He thinks he's clever.
He does. He
really does.
He thinks he's so smart. He does. We have him on the show. He thinks
Does he rub his chin when he talks?
Yeah.
Kind of looking up.
Oh, and he looks at you like, you couldn't even possibly comprehend how bright I am.
Same guy with the raccoon tail hanging off his ass 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Please.
Here he is on eating flesh, B2.
It is common sense, deep-rooted,
He's talking slowly in case we don't understand.
Beautiful common sense that flesh, especially wild game, is the purest of sustenance.
Purest.
He's trying to stretch out little words to make it sound like big words. And the raccoon.
Health and brain food known to man. Anybody that doesn't get that absolutely qualifies as the lunatic fringe.
He said yes.
He's having a harder time talking than Melissa Rivers.
Well, he says people should eat healthy to avoid ending up like Ozzy Osbourne, B3.
Ozzy's all upset because Ted's been goofing on him.
The last thing that went into your mouth, how nutritious was it? The next time Mr. Hand is delivering something to Mr. Mouth, examine the content.
Sounds like an old lady.
Is it going to benefit your level of awareness? Is it going to...
I wonder how whacked out he is. I eat Eskimos. It's healthy.
Tishk.
Oh, yeah, I could listen to this all day.
The last thing that went into your mouth, how nutritious was it? The next time Mr. Hand is delivering something to Mr.
Mouth.
It's like a weird kid
What
show.
are we, 5 years old?
Is it going to benefit your level of awareness? Is it going to benefit your health? Is it going to benefit your energy? Or is it going to turn you into a lump of Osborne-like?
Ooh.
By the way, I have a message for you from Ozzy.
Boy, is he jealous.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, if you and I took that many drugs, we'd talk like that, too.
Was that B4?
I wonder what he... No, I didn't get to that yet.
This is on Osborne and his family.
You know what I eat? I eat black people. They're very tasty.
It benefits my brain.
When's the last time you ate a black person? The feet, the hands.
Mr. Hand and pick up Mr. Black Person.
I use the hair as for washing the dishes. I use the lips to catch other black people. I use every bit, the urine, to attract other black people.
Nothing is wasted.
I love Ozzy, and Sharon has done a great job managing him spiritually. Just got to get rid of the belly, Oz. And Ozzy's children, Uncle Ted loves you. Back off on the fat food. Just a little hint for people who I truly love.
He's attacking on all levels, even after the kids.
So sweet.
Mellow out.
And, of course, the Los Angeles Lakers and the Sacramento Kings are locked in battle, trying to determine who are the best in the West.
I got to watch that.
Last night, L.A. lost.
Oh.
Well, Kobe Bryant saying, I had food poisoning, and that's why. Here's Shaquille O'Neal, who says the Lakers are not frustrated by this loss. D3.
All right. I just want to say the Lakers are not frustrated by this loss. We feel good about the game. We feel good about the game.
Those who know and understand the game know what really went on tonight.
Tonight was a good game.
We had a couple chances to win. We just missed a couple shots down the stretch.
Low.
We feel good about that.
If you see Ted Nugent, tell him not to eat my feet.
Beat us. And beat us fair and square.
Fair and square.
One way to beat us starts with the C and ends with the T.
Anyone knows meat is eating flesh, protein. All right. Is that it, Robin?
Starts with a C and ends with a T. What is he talking about?
Cheating.
All right. Kate Winslet.
Oh.
She has decided to get married again. The woman was married, I think, for 2 or 3 years and got a divorce. And now she is marrying her current boyfriend.
Didn't she just get divorced?
Mendes, yes. Oh. After reportedly planning a wedding for next year, they have announced that they are engaged.
All right. Good for her. Congratulations, honey. Hey, Bill Burr, it's great having you here. I like having you in here.
Cool, man.
Come in again or something.
I blew off jury duty for this.
Did you? Smart.
I probably shouldn't say that. I had it yesterday, though. But
don't worry about it. They don't care. Bill Burr, they're not going to lock you up. Bill Burr, June 6th through June 9th at Caroline's.
What are you in for? Skipping jury duty?
What are you going to be doing over there at the Caroline's? Some of those jokes?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing some of those shtickies.
What topics are you going to be hitting?
I don't know. What, my girlfriend going to a strip club?
You brought your girlfriend to a strip club?
No, she went on her own.
And what, that upset you?
Well, because she told me she touched one of the dude's things.
Is Johnson?
Yeah. For real. So I was just like...
why?
I said, what do you mean you touched it? Like, we had this big conversation. I said, you kind of went like that. I was like poking. And she goes, no, I went like that.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so it's like, no, you stroked it. You didn't touch it. You stroked it.
Oh, my God.
No, but she ended up crying. In the end, like...
Why did she tell you?
Huh?
How would she feel if you went in and started squeezing some girls?
That's what I said. You know what? She was trying every angle to get out of that. She goes, what do you mean anything? The guy was gay. I'm like, yeah, but you're not.
Yeah.
So you still enjoyed it. I could walk up to a lesbian, touch a little punani thing there.
It still has the
I don't care how much she's complaining. I'd be enjoying it. Yeah, that was a little bump.
It doesn't sound that funny. It sounds very serious.
So are we going to get bummed out at this show?
No, somehow I turned it around.
You do. You turn
hilarity.
You know it. He's a professional comedian.
Masking the pain.
Got any good material on cancer or anything like that?
Cancer, midgets. Been talking about midgets lately.
Yeah.
Midget stuff?
Yeah, I was just talking about how they can't get good jobs.
That's true. I saw a report on that on TV.
No, they can't. Right. And it has nothing to do with their intelligence. It's just like their shortness. Like you never see like a midget like open heart surgeon.
Never.
Never see a midget giving like a lecture.
I was talking about this the other day. Forget about midgets. Just like short people, in general. Like if you walked in and you saw like
Trolls.
like a guy comes in for a job and he's like, I was looking at this woman on the street the other day. She's like 3 feet tall. I'm like, would you? She wasn't quite a midget, but I said, would you like take her seriously? You know what I mean? I wouldn't.
If that was like your boss, reprimanding you behind his big desk.
It's the truth. We're prejudiced. Anyway, Bill's got it all going on. Talks about midgets, his girlfriend,
touching a penis. That's it. 2 subjects.
Bill Burr, June 6th through the 9th at Caroline's. Bill will be at Governor's on Long Island, June 14th and 15th. Go check out Bill's website, BillBurr.com. Funny guy. All right, tomorrow we're going to talk to David Blaine as he stands 100 feet in the air for 48 hours. I don't know what that's about.
He's just going to stand there and then dive into a bunch of cardboard boxes when he's ready to get off.
All I'm going to do is watch the last 30 seconds of that stunt. Who's going to be there for the first 40
It's like an NBA game.
hours?
I ain't going to watch the first 2 periods.
Yeah, the final quarter's all you need to watch.
Yeah.